Hello everyone and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. And before we dive into today's Kiki, which is breaking down what was said during the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Part 1 reunion of season 12 by Kyle Richards. Did she spill the beans with her random story and actually implicate herself and Mauricio in a fraudulent robbery? Okay? We all know that her house was allegedly broken into back in 2017. She said that, all of her family heirlooms, all of her bags, all of her jewelry, millions of dollars was all stolen. But it's looking like that might be called into question. But before we do our deep dive into that, you guys know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a Kiki is better with community. Check out everything in the description box below. Shop our love collection, and as always, everything in my videos are alleged, rumored, and opinion-based, and all images and video is protected by the Fair Use Doctrine. So with that, let's dive right on in. So, I'm going to go do a deep dive of everything I found. So as I go through, drop your comments, drop your questions, and at the end we will do I'll go through all the comments and we'll get to them. If you guys are watching this on the replay, be sure to stay to the end because you're going to want to see everything and how it all ties together, okay? So now, first, let's talk about the robbery itself. So this is from Bravo TV. So I just want to give context, right? So this is from Bravo TV, and it says Kyle Richards shares how long it took to feel safe at home after her 2017 burglary. So this is just foundational information. This is just what Kyle's perspective is, and then we will break down each thing and why I think, in my opinion, it was a fake robbery. So let's get into it. In light of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills castmate Dorit Kemsley's terrifying home invasion, Kyle reflected on her own healing journey. Kyle Richards is opening up about her difficult experience following the 2017 burglary of her Encino house. After we were burglarized, it probably took me at least 6 months to feel safe in my home again, Kyle shared in an interview on the May 25th episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I was walking around with all of these keys on me, locking everything up like a crazy person, even though everything was already taken from us. As Kyle continued, she explained how the emotional time in her life made her feel even more concerned for Dorit Kemsley, who was experiencing trauma from the terrifying home invasion and robbery she had recently gone through. I would get in bed and close my eyes, and I would picture people coming into my bedroom, even though I've never even saw it, Kyle recalled. So how is Dorit going to get through this when she actually saw 2 men at the foot of her bed? That changes you. Earlier this month, Kyle opened up to BravoTV.com about finally feeling ready to stay in her home after years of feeling unsettled. Once we were burglarized, I thought I was going to sell my house. I was like, I'm over this. I don't want to live here anymore, she shared. That's why I kept my house in Bel Air, the one that Sutton Strack was leasing from me. But then, once I spent some time and I was comfortable again, I sold the Bel Air house, and now I'm just changing everything in the house to make it exactly how I want it, because I think it is really our forever home. Okay, you guys, so that was just the background information. Remember, they were allegedly broken into in their Encino home in 2017. That was 5 years ago. Kyle is claiming that everything was taken from them. So that's just the background information. Now, let's fast forward to last night. What Kyle Richards said during the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion regarding the break-in. Oh, let's watch it. Okay, you guys. Here.
Sending me pictures. You guys know that just recently we were reached out by the person who burglarized us and said he had my things?
No.
he reached out to my sister-in-law and said, I was the person that burglarized your home, was put in jail, and all of your items at my grandmother's house.
What?
And then he was sending me pictures of the things. And we sent
were they?
Yeah.
Oh
and then
my
we sent him
God.
some of the money, and then he was like, I feel like you guys are calling the police, and we're like, I don't care about the police,
But
I
you
just want my
sent him
stuff.
money?
Your mom Not a lot.
Why would you
no,
send
I mean,
him
this
a
I
f***ing dime?
was,
It's a f***ing criminal.
yeah. Isn't that crazy?
No, that's called a shakedown.
We are going to leave it there. We wish.
Okay, you guys, so that is what she said during the reunion, right? Absolutely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, alleging that the robbers now have come out and called her sister-in-law, saying, hey, we have your stuff. It's at my grandma's house. Cash at me, Venmo me, PayPal me, and I'll get you your stuff back. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, Kyle is doing a little bit of damage control because now this is what she said during the Watch What Happens Live after show regarding the burglars and the robbery contacting her. Now let's listen to what she said last night during the after show.
Virtual fans. Amelia M wants to know how much of your stuff was recovered from the person that said they were in possession of it, Kyle.
What was that?
The stuff that was robbed that, you heard from the robber that said they had the stuff.
Right.
Did you get any of it back?
No, but we got a message through my husband's sister saying that he was the person that stole all the stuff from my home, and they were sending pictures. And he said he was arrested right after and deported. So we was sending money a little bit at a time, like in good faith, and then he kind of like disappeared.
So you never got anything?
No.
Wow, but you sent the money.
He really was the person because he was sending pictures of things that no one knew about.
Wow.
Wow.
Briseno.
Okay, you guys, now the story changed very slightly. I'm going to get to how she changed the story in a little bit, but now I'm going to read you guys that recap, and this is from heavy.com. And trust me, I'm doing a deep dive into this. This is just all of the background foundational information, because you might be thinking, why the hell would Kyle Richards now come out and say this? Why in the hell would she, kind of expose herself on the reunion? Because now we're all scrutinizing it. So I'm going to get into that. But first, I'm going to read a quick recap from heavy.com. And then I will break down why I think Kyle is now talking about this alleged situation with the robbers. Okay. So it says Kyle Richards has been communicating with the man who robbed her. She revealed that the person who robbed her in 2017 was sending her photos of her stuff. While appearing on Watch What Happens Live on October 12th, Richards was asked about her 2017 robbery. Here's what you need to know. How much of your stuff was recovered from the person that said they were in possession of it? Cohen asked. We got a message through my husband's sister saying that he was the person that stole all of our stuff from our home, Richards said. And they were sending pictures, and he said he was getting arrested right after and deported. So we were sending money a little at a time in good faith, and then he kind of disappeared. So you never got anything? Cohen asked. No, Richards said. But he really was the person because he was sending pictures of things that no one knew about. The robbery was one of the first things in a string of robberies that since occurred by Bravo celebrities, including her own castmate, Dorit Kemsley. Okay. Now, Richard spoke about the robbery to People in January 2018, citing that many of her items held sentimental value to her. Everything was taken. Everything my mother, who passed away, had ever collected and saved to give to me, this is important for later, that I had always envisioned on passing on to my 4 daughters was gone. Even my children's baby bracelets. Obviously, those are the things that hurt the most, things that I can't replace. They're completely invaluable, Richards told the outlet. The material things, yes, they can be replaced, but they also hurt, she continued. I feel embarrassed to say that, but those are the things that were given to me by someone that I care about or that I worked really hard for, and so it hurts no matter what. According to TMZ, which reported on the crime in 2017, the robbers were able to nab more than $1 million in jewelry, including $150,000 worth of watches owned by Mauricio, Kyle's husband. Okay, after we were burglarized, it probably took me at least 6 months. Okay, we already gotten that. So we've gotten the juice we need to get. Now, a couple of things. One, the reason why I think that Kyle is now backtracking on Watch What Happens Live a little bit is because damage control. If at the reunion you say, hey, like this guy is sending me my stuff back, I'm sending him some money, we all have the questions. Like, well, then do you have to give the insurance money back? Do you have to file a new insurance claim? Can the insurance company now claim those items that you got back? Can they auction them off to recoup their funds? Is this going to open up another investigation now that you have this person's contact information? So I think that she's now saying, oh, no, I didn't get anything back, because she doesn't want the smoke from an investigation. She doesn't want the smoke from the insurance company, right? Because I'm sure the insurance company is like, hey, you put in like over $1 million claim, 150 in watches, and now you're magically getting all this stuff back. So I bet you now, because she never said she didn't get the stuff back on the reunion. She said she didn't get the stuff back on Watch What Happens Live. Again, Andy asked her flat out, did you ever get the stuff back? And she said no. Remember, she said no, okay? Because this is going to play into why I think she's lying through her teeth, okay? Now, again, you're thinking, well, why would she now come out with this? Why would she now come out, randomly interrupt Dorit during the reunion when Dorit is talking about her alleged break-in? Why would Kyle do this? So, my opinion is that she faked the robbery at her house, right? And so she knows where the stuff is. Whoever took it has the stuff. Don't forget, her daughter, Farrah, is getting married. Now, as we know, and this is the first reason, as we know, she said, Richards was devastated when priceless family heirlooms were stolen from her. Everything my mother, who passed away, had ever collected and saved to give to me, that I had always envisioned on passing on to my 4 daughters, was gone, she told People. Even my children's baby bracelets, obviously those are things that hurt the most, things that I can't replace, they're completely invaluable, right? But she admitted to Fashionista that she was just as hurt by these stolen handbags as well. Remember that part too, because that's also important, okay? The first important part was what we just read. Her firstborn daughter wedding is coming up. Now, if she has told the world, and if she has told the insurance company that every single family priceless heirloom has been stolen, but she also says that she envisioned passing this on to her daughters. One thing a mother gives to her daughter when she's about to get married is what? Family heirlooms. Jewelry from your grandmother, right? Things that are meaningful. Something borrowed, something blue, something new, whatever it is, right? So I think that Kyle did not think through this fake story about the person calling her sister-in-law and that we would be smart enough to catch on. I think she wanted it out there, a narrative, to justify how she could have back some of these family heirlooms that she alleged was stolen so that she could pass it on to Farrah during her wedding. Whether she's wearing it, whether she's giving it to her, whether it's a part of the ceremony, photos, pictures, whatever, right? Because we all know the connection, the sentimental value, you know what I mean? The bond that Kyle always has to her mom. She's always talking about her mom, and she's always crying about her mother and her mother and her mother and her mother and her mother, right? So I think that is a part of it. I think she was ready to go get her alleged stolen stuff stolen diamonds, stolen jewelry from her mother's, from wherever the person that she was working with was hiding them in storage. Allegedly, it was his grandma's house, so she could have it on her daughter's special day. I think that is one reason. And I also think there's another reason, okay? I also think there's another reason, and this reason might even be more important. All right, you guys, are you ready for this? I think this is the biggest reason. All right, so if you can't see the screen, don't worry, I have you covered. I'm going to read everything out, so everything will be explained. Now, this is an article from heavy.com from back in September of 2022, last month, right? Now, this article says, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fan have questions about Kyle Richards' Chanel bag. This is very, very important. Remember, Kyle claimed all of her handbags were stolen, right? She claimed all of her handbags was stolen. She claimed that she was completely wiped out. Remember, she was on Instagram talking about, I have to build my handbag collection back up. You know, when she used to be friends with Lisa Vanderpump, it was Kris Jenner. Kris Jenner gave her a Birkin to get her handbag collection back up. Remember, right? She allegedly had everything stolen. And don't forget, this robbery allegedly happened in 2017. Okay? We are now in 2022. Okay? Now, and also don't forget, this is another point. In the Watch What Happens Live damage control, she said she received none of the stolen goods back. She said she received none of them back. And then I'm going to break down why I think she changed her story. Okay. This is what the article says. It has been 5 years since Kyle Richards' house was robbed. In December of 2017, the Real Housewives of Beverly Stars Encino Mansion was burglarized while her family was staying at their vacation home in Aspen. We all know what goes down in Aspen. According to TMZ, thieves took more than $1 million in handbags and jewelry, as well as an expensive watch collection owned by Richard's husband, Mauricio Umansky, including a watch that was given to Umansky by his late grandfather, and Richard's gold wedding band with the inscription, Mauricio Forever, inscribed on it. They took everything. All of my bags, as well as bags and jewelry that my mom left me, Richard later told Vogue. But Reddit, using Real Housewives fans, don't miss a trick. And some questioned a recent Real Housewife of Beverly Hills scene that showed Richards with a designer bag she carried during a cast trip that took place years ago before the robbery. Here is what you need to know. In September of 2022, a screen grab from the Real Housewives season 12 episode showed Richards carrying a sequin Chanel bag to Dorit's Homeless Not Toothless event charity. That is the photo that is on my left. It's the one that says Mauricio, Kyle's husband, on it. That is a screenshot of Kyle wearing a gold sequined Chanel bag. Clearly, they filmed this year of 2022, this year, right? The robbery allegedly took place in 2017. And you're like, who cares? She bought a new bag. But did she? Okay, let's keep going. A second snap showed the Bravo star with the same bag during a cast trip to Amsterdam in 2015. That is the photo on the right where she's wearing the red dress with Lisa Vanderpump. It is the same exact gold sequined bag. I don't know how many Chanel bags they make that are gold sequined that look exactly the same. This photo was from their Amsterdam trip. Yes, the same one where Lisa Rinna threatened to shank Kim Richards. 2015. 2015. What does that mean? She had the bag prior to the robbery. But we thought the robbers took everything. Didn't she say they took every single bag? Didn't she say she had to start from scratch? Didn't they say she took everything? Then how do you have the same exact bag in 2022, Kyle? How do you have the same exact bag? And in damage control mode, didn't you say that you received none of your stolen goods back? Now let me break this. I'm going to break this down real quick. I think the reason why she said this whole fake, the robbers called me, they called my sister-in-law, they said they were going to jail, they were going to be deported, they were doing this, that, and that, send us some money, we have the stuff in the grandma's. I think she made up that ridiculous story because at first she wanted to be able to start wearing the stolen stuff again. Like I said before, I think she wanted to be able to pass on these heirlooms to Farrah because she's getting married. I think that she also probably started getting the smoke and the heat, realizing that we were on to her. It's very convenient, and I don't believe in coincidence. I believe in conspiracy. I don't think it's a coincidence that the moment we're seeing and we're realizing that she's wearing stolen goods, allegedly stolen goods, on camera, that all of a sudden she now has some BS story to justify why she has the stolen goods. But she didn't think it through because now, and Watch What Happens Live, she has to do damage control. Probably because she doesn't want the smoke of an investigation. She doesn't want the smoke from the insurance people. She didn't think it through. Maybe she didn't read every clause in her insurance policy. I don't know. Now she's backtracking and be like, "Oh no, we didn't get anything." If you didn't get any of your stolen goods back, how do you have the same exact gold sequined purse? Doesn't make sense. Also, a reason why we know it's the same purse. Let's watch and then we'll discuss, okay? This is from the homeless not toothless scene in this current season. So we'll watch it and then we'll discuss, okay?
It's hard to talk without teeth.
Oh, I remember it. I bought this for you, didn't I? This gold purse?
You did.
I picked that one myself.
You did. Where's your gold?
I'm gonna get it from PK.
Hi, how are
He
you?
got me a present.
He really loves you.
This is a very special treat for us.
Did you guys catch that? Let's watch it one more time because I want to make sure you caught it and then we'll discuss.
It's hard to talk without teeth.
Oh, I remember it. I bought this for you, didn't I? This gold purse?
You did.
I picked that one myself.
You did. Where's your gold?
I'm gonna get it from PK.
Hi, how are
He
you?
got me a present.
He really loves you.
This is a very special treat for us.
Did you catch what Mauricio said? Mauricio said, "Oh, isn't this the gold Chanel purse I got for you? Oh, I picked that one out myself. I picked that one out myself." You might be like, "Candy, why does that matter?" Happy you asked. We're going to put on our candy cane critical thinking hats, right? Is it plausible? Does it make sense that you just happen to have a very unique, a very distinctive gold Chanel handbag in 2015 that allegedly gets stolen in 2017, that you claim nothing that got stolen was ever reclaimed, and that now in 2022, your husband magically out of nowhere just so happens to pick out and buy you the same exact, very unique distinct gold sequin Chanel bag. Doesn't make sense. What does make sense? Mauricio bought you that bag. Who knows when? You guys been married for over 2 decades. He bought you that bag, and it's the same bag. It's the bag you wore in Amsterdam. It's the bag you allegedly lied about and said it was stolen to get insurance money. And then you thought you were slick. You thought enough time passed. You thought we wouldn't realize it, and you slipped up and you wore the same bag because the theme was black and gold, and you wore the same bag to Dorit's house in 2022. And then you got up on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 12 part 1 reunion and started to play in our face and lie about some robbers contacting you to get a cash app to get your money back. Stop playing in our face, Kyle. Stop playing in our face. Also, don't forget, when it comes to that type of designer, you know, there's like the couture and there's like the fall season in the year. They don't make, unless it's like a signature style, you know what I mean? The purses and the handbags are special to the season. That's why people are like, oh, that's so out of season. That's so last season, right? I highly doubt they're manufacturing a ton of gold sequin Chanel bags that Mauricio just magically happened to buy for you. That was the same exact bag that you allegedly got stolen back in 2017. Doesn't make sense. All right, let's talk about another couple of things. So this was, okay. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is, we all know that, trying to think of what order I want to go in. You know what? Let's go in this order. I'm going to go in a different order. Now, we all know that in 2017, it was Teddy Mellencamp's husband's security team who allegedly installed Kyle Richards' security during the home invasion. Okay, now let's talk about this. This is from All About the Tea, and let's get into it. Don't worry if you can't see the text on the screen. I'm going to read everything, so you will be taken care of. It says, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fans claim Teddy Mellencamp's husband, Edwin ROBBERY, security company orchestrated Kyle Richards' $1 million home burglary. Okay. It says the cast RV trip featured on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills might have seen a bad promo move for Teddy Mellencamp. The vehicle was wrapped in an ad for Teddy Mellencamp's husband Edwin's business, Skyline Security and Smart Home Management, but the shameless bubble plug might have backfired. As reported, several one-star Yelp reviews thrashed Skyline Security, accusing the company of unethical business practices and even fraud. I will read that next. Okay. Fans will remember that Edwin's company was hired to install the security system in Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky's Encino home. Kyle revealed that the property had been burglarized during season 8 reunion series and that more than $1 million in jewelry and handbags had been stolen. Kyle explained what went down to People in January of 2018. The outlet reported that a missing panel was to blame, pointing to a faulty installation process. How did the robbers know that you just so happened to have a faulty panel in your new house? How did they know? Was it magic? They magically knew? Okay, let's keep going. Now they're saying, it turns out the alarms in the house were not armed at the time of the robbery due to a missing panel from the installation, rendering the app Richards and Umansky were using to activate the system from a distance ineffective. The alert they received was triggered by a motion sensor. A broken window was discovered on the property, which police believe is likely how the culprits entered the home. I said, it must be something faulty with the app, Kyle told People magazine. We've got very tall gates on the house, a state-of-the-art home security, and my housekeeper was sleeping there at the time. I thought, I don't believe that. That's not possible. Girl. Kyle Richards tried to clear Skyline a few months later, tweeting in April 2018 that the system was put in place after the robbery. The reality star noted that the system was up and running after the scary incident. So that doesn't make sense, Kyle. You're talking out of both sides of your mouth. First, you said that the robbery is caused by a missing panel due to a faulty installation. Now you're saying that nothing was installed and up and running until after the robbery. You're trying to cover for Teddy, and you're trying to cover for her husband, and you're trying to cover for yourself. It does not make sense. Okay. Viewers are now taking a second look and sounding off about the cloudy connection between Edwin's business and the Umansky burglary. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so the tweets basically say, laughing my A off, Edwin took over security at Kyle's. Kyle's house then gets robbed, and then suddenly Teddy and Eddie upgrade to a bigger, better home. I'm just gonna leave that there. That part, don't forget, Mauricio works in real estate. So whether or not they paid off Teddy and Edwin in money, they could have paid them off in a house. If it's a multi-million-dollar insurance claim, that's definitely what it could be. All right. Now the other text or the other tweet says, Kyle's snooze fest. Oh, and the handbags left to her by the mom. So tragic. Wonder what value was ascribed to said handbags to the insurance company. Wasn't Teddy's husband company overseeing security at the time or in transition? Sounds like an inside job, right? Sounds like an inside job, and it does. Kyle, you talked out of the both sides of your mouth. Missing panel was the fault. The app didn't work, but all of a sudden, oh, no. Teddy's husband didn't install anything until after the robbery. Which is it? Which is it? All right, you guys. Now, let's get back to what they were saying about Teddy and Edwin's fraudulent stuff. All right, now, the article says, beware, Teddy Mellencamp's husband Edwin's company accused of fraud and scamming customers. This is important because it's like, if you already are accused of fraud and being a scammer, it's not that big of a stretch to think that you would do this for your friend. You would do it for a diamond on the show. You would do it for a bigger house and some money, right? Okay. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Teddy Mellencamp has done an abrupt 180 character change from her debut season that has left many viewers scratching their heads. The sudden about face triggered us to do some digging into Mellencamp and her family, and we uncovered some shocking details about Mellencamp's husband Edwin's security company. The dubious reality star's husband owns and operates Skyline Security and Smart Home Management, which appears unethical and fraudulent according to customers. According to the company's website, Skyline Security and Smart Home Management is the premier and largest distribution channel for Brinks Home Security, one of the largest home security alarm monitoring companies in the continental U.S., Canada, and Puerto Rico. The common theme with many of the following one-star Yelp reviews on the company is unethical business practices and fraud. Many warning to beware. The reviews about deceptive sales practices are true. I'm a college graduate from USC, a business owner, and I come from a well-educated family. I consider myself fairly capable of negotiating a fair and honest transaction. I was approached by two salespeople, Alan Ramirez and Trinity Jensen, at around 7:30, 8 p.m. today. They told me that they wanted to give me free equipment in exchange for placing a Brinks security sign on my lawn, since I am located on a busy street. Allegedly, they would benefit from the advertising exposure. The situation was framed in a way that made it seem like I was getting some home security hardware in exchange for placing a lawn sign on my property, and that I could activate the system later at any time if I chose to begin paying a monthly subscription fee. They said that there would be no obligation to pay anything, and they would install the equipment free of charge, waiving any initiation fees, and not obligating me to begin a contract subscription payment with them. After picking out equipment I wanted and filling out some customer information, they had me sign something about, oh, this is just to verify that we told you everything. Trustingly, I signed the document. Afterwards, I decided to take a look at the email of the copy of the document they had me sign. Turns out it states that I've agreed to pay $69.99 per month charge for 36 months for a total of $2,591.64 plus a $99 initiation fee. I will be requesting a cancellation of this immediately. I don't go off on companies often, but really F off, guys. This is deceptive business, and I will take your company to court in a heartbeat if my bank information is misused. Wow, 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 wow. And there's more. There is more. There are tons and tons and tons of very similar things. And it says the customer write-ups above are a mere snapshot of a numerous of negative Yelp reviews. So basically what they did was, and I also heard that they were also targeting like elderly, sort of like a Jen Shaw situation, right? They would go to them, give them misinformation, get their trust, and then set them up on some type of reoccurring bill, initiation fees, X, Y, and Z. A lot of the people that they allegedly targeted didn't know how to get out of the contract, or they would kind of bully them into staying into it. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you'll call an elderly person, they don't understand, like, you know, internet and tech and all of this stuff. So they have been sued. They have got these Yelp reviews for fraud and for deception and for scamming people. This could also be a reason why Teddi and Kyle are so close. They are so close, right? And we always complain about Teddi being Kyle Richards' mouthpiece. Well, it makes sense. If you went into a fraudulent thing together, some insurance scam fraud, you know, with Teddi's husband, with Kyle and her house, and with Mauricio, then of course you're going to be close because it's mutually insured destruction. You know, if Teddi falls off and it spills the beans, well, it's going to take down her husband and his business too. If Kyle goes off the rails and spills the beans, it's going to take down Kyle and Mauricio and their insurance fraud scheme. So this is how they could have done it. This is how they could have done it. They could have easily done it. And the fact that they flip-flopped on their stories is very, very telling. Very, very telling. Okay, now let's get to next up. All right, now let's watch what Kyle said during the reunion again, and then we can go over a couple of questions on why she really messed up and told on herself like an idiot. Let's watch. Okay.
You guys know that just recently we were reached out by the person who burglarized us and said he had my things?
No.
He reached out to my sister-in-law and said, I was the person that burglarized your home, was put in jail, and all your items at my grandmother's house.
What?
And then he was sending me pictures of the things. And we sent,
were they?
yeah.
Oh
And then
my
we sent him
God.
some of the money, and then he was like, I feel like you guys are calling the police, and we're like, I don't care about the police, I just want my stuff.
money? Not a lot. Why would you
no, I
send
mean,
him
this
a
I already think I
dime?
was,
It's a f***ing criminal.
yeah. Isn't that crazy?
No, that's called a shakedown.
We are going to leave it there. We wish.
I mean, did you see the daggers Dorit was throwing at her? I mean, Dorit was throwing daggers at her. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about why that makes 0 sense. 0 cents. Number one, Kyle, how did the robbers know your husband's sister? You said the robbers reached out to your sister-in-law. A, how did they know who Mauricio's sister was? How did he even know who she was? B, how did he know how to contact her? How did he know how to contact her? How did he know how to DM her or to text her or to email her or to call her? Doesn't make sense. Also, if he is, first you said he was in jail. On the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion, you said he was in jail. If he's in especially if he's in jail, how did he contact Mauricio's sister? If that's not an inside job, I don't know what is. But then on Watch What Happens Live after show, you said he went to jail, but then he was going to be deported. Now, I'm not an investigator. I'm not a detective, but I know that a clear sign that someone is lying is when they add additional details to the same story when you ask them to repeat what happened. So in the reunion, he just went to jail. On the after show, he went to jail and now he's deported. You're adding stuff. You're adding in extra layers because you're lying, in my personal opinion. That's why you're now adding new details to the story that you never said before. Doesn't make any sense. Okay? Doesn't make any sense. Another question. If the robber is in jail and or deported, because you said both, how are they sending you pictures? Did the police give him a day off or a field trip to his grandmother's house to take some snapshots? How is he sending you pictures from jail or from being deported? I didn't know you had access to like an iPhone 14 in the clink clink. And they're just like, oh, here, Robber, here's your iPhone 14. Go take some screenshots, use portrait mode, go take some video, send it over to Kyle. How is he communicating to you? Well, not to you, to your husband's sister from jail or from being deported? How is he sending you this stuff? I'm so confused. I didn't know that in jail you could send photos of stuff from your grandmother's house to your husband's sister. I didn't know they could do that there. I didn't know. That makes no sense. No sense, Kyle. You didn't think this one through. You could have said he had his friends send the photos, his family send the photos, but how is he sending the photos? Does not make sense. Another thing that does not make sense, okay? Let's remember your house was allegedly broken into in 2017. That has been 5 years ago. You're telling me he did not sell a single one of your items over the last 5 years? Over the last 5 years? I see this two ways. If I'm a robber, if I'm a mean, bad candy, sour candy, and I'm a robber, and I steal all this stuff, I have two minds. One, this stuff is hot. Therefore, I need to get rid of it quick. I don't want it on my person. I don't want it around me. The stuff is hot. Let's sell it. Let's get rid of it. Let's do what we got to do. Or I'm of a second mind. This stuff is hot. It's too hot. We can't put it in the pawn shops. We can't sell it because they're going to be looking for it. This chick is all over page 6, blah, blah, blah. Let's sit on it until it simmers down. But we're not sitting on it for 5 years. 5 weeks, 5 months, tops. You're not sitting on millions of dollars worth of handbags and jewelry and watches for 5 years. You're just not. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. You either sell it right away because it's too hot to keep, or you sit on it until the heat goes off for a little bit. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much, Selma. Yay, I appreciate that. Thank you. Or you let it simmer for a bit, but then you sell it because it's too hot to keep. It's too hot to keep. So you're not, I'm sorry. No robber is going to risk their freedom and risk their life robbing you of millions of dollars of stuff to go back to being poor and just being a storage house for your stuff. That makes 0 sense. 0 sense. Now, the reason why, very good point, Tag. Very good point. I'm about to get to that. Tag says 5 years is supposed to be the statutory. Exactly. I'm going to get into that. I'm going to get into that. No, this is the thing. No robber is going to hold on to stuff for that long. No way. No way. All right. Now, more questions. You said you didn't care about calling the police. Why not? Even Erica Fraudulent Girardi was over there being like, why did you pay them? They're criminals. This is a shakedown. Even Erica, I'm holding on to these damn earrings. I'm appealing for until they claw them from my dead bones. Even fraudulent Erica was like, why are you paying them? Exactly. Why are you paying them? The first call should have been to the police. The second call should have been to your insurance company, right? But that's why you tried to backpedal on Watch What Happens Live and be like, oh no, we didn't get anything, because you don't want to open up an investigation, or or you don't want to have to give anything back. I don't know. Insurance policies can vary and they can change. I don't know what is in the clause of her insurance company. I don't know if it was after X amount of time and you don't recoup your stuff and we've paid you out, you can keep it. And then after this time period, if you get the stuff back, you can still keep it. Like, I don't know, or whatever the case is. I don't know. Each insurance contract is different. So I don't know what the clauses are, but I do know it just doesn't make any sense. And even if it is this window period, right, whatever the clause is, she probably still doesn't want the investigation. Because an investigation could uncover that maybe, just maybe, this was an inside job. Why didn't you call the police? That makes no sense. You feel comfortable, and again, doesn't make any logical sense. You feel comfortable enough to say on not just national, on international television, that the person who robbed you is now in contact with you and is trying to extort you for money to get your stuff back, but you did not feel comfortable enough to call the police to let them know that they had been in contact with you? You know what that tells me? There is no threat. You do not feel a threat. Because if I feel like there was these bad people who broke into my home and they stole everything I had, and then all of a sudden they knew how to get in contact. First of all, they already know where I live, and they already know how to get into my home. And now they're contacting my family members, my sister-in-law, they're contacting her allegedly. But you feel no personal threat? You don't feel scared enough to call the police and be like, hey, the people who broke into my home and stole everything I had, they're now calling me. They're asking for money. Wouldn't you be scared that they would send their goons to come and break in your house again if you didn't give them the money, or something else could happen? But you just feel lackadaisical and comfortable, like a hee ha ha, and you want to talk about it on not just national, on international television. You feel comfortable enough to hee ha about it. I am a logical person, pretty logical, and I think any pretty logical person would be scared shitless if their house was legitimately broken into and somebody took everything they had, and then 5 years later they're calling you up and they're like, hey, you need to give me some money. I would be terrified. And as we know, she didn't move. She lived in the same exact house. But yet you felt cool and comfortable that you didn't have to call the police? That makes no type of sense, Kyle. I would call the police for less, for way less. If I actually, and don't forget, she still has a Portia living at home, and her daughters come in and out. So you have yourself, you have your husband, you have your children in your house. And you don't feel the need to call the police and let them know that the people who allegedly broke into your home, that you were back on their radar and they were trying to extort you, but you felt comfortable enough to say it on the reunion? Girl, you crazy. You crazy. You crazy. Your story makes zero sense. And this is another thing. If you did not have the sense to call the police, Mauricio damn sure would have had the sense to call the police, because he's the father, he's the husband, and I'm sure he would want to protect his daughter, Portia. You have a young girl living in your house, and you're telling me you had no problem with the person who broke into your house contacting your family and asking you for money. I think Mauricio would have had a problem with it if Mauricio wasn't in on it. in my personal opinion, because it just doesn't make any damn sense. It makes zero sense. It really does. She needs to take an acting lesson from Crocodile Tears Dorit. At least Dorit is trying with this whole PTSD storyline. I'm going to do another video on that because, unfortunately, I think Dorit's lying too, in my opinion. I think she's lying too. So I'll do a video on that. But at least you could have tried to fake the no tears crying like Dorit is trying. You could have tried. But this story makes zero sense. Zero sense. Another reason why it doesn't make any sense, Kyle, again, just thinking of a rational, logical, normal person. Why would the robber call you to sell you back your money if the robber could just sell your stuff and get money? Again, if I'm a robber, the last person I'm contacting is the person that I robbed. I'm going to go to a pawn shop. I'm going to go on the dark web. I'm going to go in a back alley. I'm going to go to wherever robbers and criminals go to exchange stuff. I don't know, stolen goods and drugs and this, that, and the third. I don't know. But I watch enough of Law and Order. I watch enough of true crime. I watch enough of television to know that I'm not going to the person I robbed to resell them their stuff back. I'm just going to sell their shit out on the streets the way robbers do. It makes no sense. The problem is she's trying to apply, this is how dumb she is. And I don't like to call people names, but I'm sorry, Kyle, you're kind of, oh my God. Okay. You're applying logic of a kidnapping to a robbery. That was the word I'm looking for. You're trying to apply the logic of a kidnapping to the logic of a robbery, and you cannot apply the logic to these two very different situations. If someone kidnapped somebody you loved, I'm just going to say somebody you love because I don't want to speak into existence anything happening to anybody. Someone you love was kidnapped, then yeah, the kidnappers would be like, hey, we need a ransom. You drop off a bag of money on the corner. Don't call the cops. Drop off the bag of money on the corner, and then we'll drop your loved one off around the street. Click. That's a kidnapping and ransom for a life, sweetheart. And even in that situation, you better call the police. Okay? They're not holding your stuff for ransom. And if they were, they're not holding it for 5 years. This isn't ransom. No, they're not holding your stuff for ransom. You try to apply kidnapping ransom logic to handbags and watches. Not the same, sweetie. And not after 5 years. It just makes zero sense. And we can't forget about this. We can't forget about this. She slipped up. How do you have the same gold sequin Chanel handbag that you had in 2015, allegedly was stolen in 2017, yet you're rocking it at Dorit's house in 2022, and you slipped up on Watch What Happened Live and lied and said you didn't get any of your stuff back? Because don't forget, she only said that lie on the reunion to justify wearing stolen stuff because we were checking, we realized she was wearing her stolen stuff. So that was her way to justify it, but then she realized, oops, I might even be in bigger trouble. Let me backtrack and do damage control and say, no, I didn't get anything back. But you've already been busted, Kyle. You've already been busted. This came out back in September, right before they filmed the reunion. And when you watch the scene where she interjects with Dorit talking about her robbery, you can tell that Kyle is reciting it. You know what I mean? It's like she knew she had to say it. She knew she had to get the narrative out there in order to sort of combat all of this stuff that was out there about her wearing her stolen stuff. So she knew that we were onto her. And so she tried to say it to combat it, because when she says it, she's like, oh, did I tell you guys that the robbers called me and blah, 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 blah. The way she said it was rehearsed. Because, Kyle, you're not that good of an actress. It sounded very rehearsed. And everybody was just kind of side-eyeing her. Dorit was giving her the stank eye, and everybody was just like, what? First of all, why are you interrupting Dorit talking about her alleged PTSD? And also, why are you interrupting with this dumbass, fake-ass, makes no sense, you're telling on yourself story about your alleged robbery? Literally makes no sense. Literally makes no sense. Oof, 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 oof. Okay, you guys, let's see what you're saying in the chat box. All right, let's see. I'm just gonna start. We'll take comments for a couple of minutes, and then we'll see. All right, I'm just gonna start right here. Victoria says, oh my God, you are so right, LOL. Hope the insurance company sees this. I think they are both lying. I mean, that part. Hey, Candy Dean. She goes, Candy, 100%. Girl, you missed your calling. Please, someone send this story. Candy deserves an award. Girl, you're on it. Listen, I'll snitch on my YouTube channels, but I'm not going to snitch in real life, because at the end of the day, this ain't none of my business other than providing the tea and the fun and the key for my beautiful candy canes. But when it comes to the real life, my name Bennett and I ain't in it. Leave me out of it. Hey, Karma Collective. Kyle doesn't know when the camera stops. She's so stupid. Oh, no. Selma says Karma Collective, LOL. Hey, Deshawn. She goes, I'm still confused as to why Dorit touched the cell phone instead of turning it in to see if it had fingerprints. Girl, we will get into that when I do the Dorit video. That is a fantastic point. That is a fantastic point. Probably because, allegedly, assuming it was a fake robbery. Allegedly. Hey, Tag. Us chronic PTSD sufferers have major phobias. I could tell Dorit faked and research her symptoms. I agree. I agree 100%. It was too prescriptive. Right? It was like, oh, I can't. It was just like, girl, stop. Hey, Orange Peel, yes, kidnapping, right? Hey, Karma, LOL, it's true. Hey, Tag, anyone can file kidnapping charges against anyone saying they can't go nowhere. Exactly. Karma Collective says, wow. Tag says, just like OJ did. Oh, no. Hey, Tobias. The reality is that they have no life, no soul, no honor, no value. They are miserable with all this money and still pretending. I mean, that's the thing. Money does not bring happiness. It doesn't bring that, it doesn't bring fulfillment. You can be very, very happy and have a lot of money, but you could also be very, very miserable and also have a lot of money. You know, it's not the money that makes the happiness. It's what's inside that makes the happiness. Hey, Candy Dean. She goes, God, I'm saying this to Kyle. She needs to see this. Ah! Hey, Lisa. Bet she wishes she was never made to her sister. Exactly. Sure seems like a lot of housewives are felons. Andy, new housewife show, Housewives of the Penitentiary. That part. This is the thing. If Kyle would have left Kathy alone, we would not be clowning her like this. We would not be exposing her like this. Like, if Kyle would have just left Kathy alone. Hey, Karma Collective Kitty, you are Jessica Fletcher here. Dun, dun, dun. Speaking of Jessica Fletcher, R.I.P. Angela Lansbury. Oh, I love Angela Lansbury. She's one of my icons. She passed away this week. So, rest in peace, Angela Lansbury. If you guys don't know, she played Jessica Fletcher in Murder, She Wrote. Pinky Love is laughing. Tobias says, so dumb to do that, Kyle. I mean, I just, literally, when she was talking, I was floored. I was like, are they trying to get caught? I'm like, is this her get back at Mauricio? Is she going to low-key say, oh, I had no idea. It must have been my husband. And she's going to blame Mauricio because she's pissed at him that he's allegedly, you know, smashing Dorit, her best friend. Maybe she's ready to get rid of Mauricio, and this is her way to do it. I'm just kidding. Hey, Tobias, this is a thing that Bravo will never reveal. Thank you, Candy Killa. You're welcome. Hey, Tag, if Dorit really suffered PTSD, she would have fears of going anywhere, not go on a trip the next week. I can't go into big hospitals with winding hallways or the malls. I mean, it's true. It's true. Her symptoms just seemed very convenient. Very convenient. Hey, Candy Dean, LOL, Kyle, girl, you need to record your words. I mean, she told on herself. And she also needs to realize if you're going to wear a purse that you allegedly reported was stolen, give your husband a heads up so he's not on he's not on international television exposing it. Mauricio said out of his own words, you know what? Let's watch it again. Hey, Debbie, Aliski, she goes, this could be why Mauricio didn't make partner and Kathy exactly didn't want Kyle to marry him. They knew his bad business practices and most likely some of his skeletons. Exactly. And you know what? Let's watch it again for shits and giggles. Let's just watch it for some shits and giggles, guys. Let's watch it again.
It's hard to talk without teeth.
Oh, I remember I bought this for you, didn't I? This gold purse?
You did.
I picked that one myself.
You did. Where's your gold?
I'm gonna get it from PK.
Hi, how are
He
you?
got me a present.
He really loves you.
This is a very special treat for us.
I mean, if you're going to scheme and scam, tell the husband so he doesn't get caught out there. He literally said, this is the one I picked out and bought for you. I thought it was stolen, Kyle. Can somebody call Chanel and see how many gold sequins Chanel bags they sold to the Umanskis in the last, I don't know, 5 to 7 years? Can somebody call them? Let us know, right? All right, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat box. All right, let's see where I left off at. All right, I'm just going to start here. Hey, Deshaun McIntosh. Come on, Nancy Drew, you dropping golden nuggets on Kyle's lies. Thank you. Selma says, Diana. Listen, I'm going to do one on Diana. I'm going to do one on Diana, but I'm going to do it on her segment of the reunion because the girl her slip was showing so much. I don't know if you guys realize how much was exposed in her segment, but I'm going to do a deep dive into it. Give me a couple days. I got some other stuff going on, but I'm getting in Diana. Hey, Victoria, I'm going to have to listen to this again. Yes. Hey, Karma, Kyle's pain is above everyone else's. LOL. That part. Hey, Tag, we would see Dorit on camera sleeping in and not going on planes or anywhere. Yup. Hey, Lonesome Dove, Dorit and PK have a history of scamming. Remember the lady chasing her at the pool? Yup. And Camille called her out too. Those two are crooks, and so are the Umanskis. I'm getting into Dorit too. I'm gonna do one on Diana, and I'm gonna do one on Dorit, and I'm gonna do another one on Kyle. Hey, Candy, can't wait to see what her daughter has at her wedding. Bloop. That part. Hey, Tobias, her face when she talked, her eyes, her body language, she just outed Crystal and going on and on and on to end up with that lie. 100%. Hey, Selma, let's talk about it. Mention it all. We're going to mention it all. Exactly. Hey, Karma. Kyle is the only one stirring on Beverly Hills. The rest are just extras to her. Ooh, okay. Hey, Tag, Detective Candy Canes. That's right, Detective Candy Canes. Hey, Candy. She goes, what about PK watch he's been wearing? Listen. They slipping. Hey, Tag, you need a cute puppy sidekick called Kane. Totally. Hey, Pinky Love, she and her husband did steal the mother's house, said Kim. Yeah, Kim said you stole my house because the mother wanted Kim to have the house and they stole it from under her. Hey, Lisa, I tell you, Housewives of the State of Penitentiary, new show, LOL. It's a lot. Hey, Candy. She goes, PK watched That Was Stolen. We have seen it on him 3 times. Listen, these people are like the dumbest criminals. They really are like the dumbest criminals. It's insane. Tag says, as a PTSD sufferer, we don't complain about our symptoms or secretly go through anxiety attacks in public and tend to just isolate and breathe through it. Very true. Hey, Karma, come on, guys. Drop Candy a like and like. This is good. That's right. Thank you, Karma. That's right. Let's get those likes up. Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. It really helps me, you guys, so much. I appreciate it. Hey, Eileen. She goes, the fake face felons are now just flinging anything out there hoping it works. I mean, honestly, it is just like, they're just sad at this point. Like, I used to be like, oh, they're evil and despicable. But honestly, I don't want to be too big of a softie, but I just feel bad for them. It's like they're just sad. Like, think about Lisa Rinna. Like, she just seems really sad. Erica seems sad. Kyle is just a mess. Like, I feel really bad for them. And it's so funny, right? Because they have all of this money and they're on this like TV show and millions of people watch them every week and they have all these cars and houses and fancy clothes and handbags. But one thing I know for sure is that I have joy and I have happiness and I have peace. And nothing that they have can buy that. And I just feel really bad for them. Do you know what I mean? I really do feel bad. I don't mean to be too much of a softie because they keep trying it. They keep lying and faking and pretending and playing in our faces. But I feel bad for them. I do. I really do. But let's see. Hey, JM, did you read The House of Hiltons? I read it, and Big Kathy, the mom, was a very nasty person. Check my head. Just finished the book, and I'm side-eyeing Kathy. Oh, no. Hey, Conra. Oh, to answer your question, JM, I have not read the book yet, but I will put it on my list. Hey, Karma, exactly, Tag. Hey, oh, Amethysta Rose. What a beautiful name. At Tag, yes, suffer in silence, 100%. Murder Candy Cane wrote, sweet revenge. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, hi, H.O. I hope I'm saying that right. Hey, hi-o, okay. Now let's watch it again. You were ending Kyle's career. I don't mean to. I really don't. Like, Kyle, listen, I'm not going to snitch on you. I'm not going to show anybody anything. I'm just doing my job, which is just to have a fun kiki and to be a little bit of a sleuth, and it's fun. So that's it. Hey, Pinky Love. She always looks like she's on the prairie, not on the prairie. Hey, Karma. I wonder if Mauricio makes bootleg tequila. That's why they were so pissed at Kathy having her tequila, right? Hey, Only by Grace, partners in crime, now joined at the hip. Exactly. Mutual assured destruction. Yo, Teddy, I'll give you spot on the show. I'll be your BFF. I'll be your advocate at Bravo. I'll give you guys some money. You know, Mauricio can get you guys a house. All you gotta do is just install a missing panel. You see what I'm saying? And the whole robbery story also is contradictory. First, you said it was a missing panel, and for whatever reason, the app wasn't working after they did the installation, right? It was a faulty panel, and the app wasn't working, and that's why the robbers were able to get in undetected. On the other side of your mouth, once everybody was just like side-eyeing that, and Teddy was probably like, yo, that makes my husband company look really bad. Then all of a sudden, Kyle was like, oh, no. The security wasn't installed until after the robbery. Girl, why are you lying and flip-flopping it? It just doesn't make any sense. Hey, El Rule, he goes, wow, I had no idea that purse was reported stolen. I mean, this is the thing. I haven't seen an itemized, police insurance report of every single handbag that was stolen from Kyle. I'll be transparent. I haven't seen any itemized. However, when you publicly say on the record, every handbag I had was stolen, they took everything. That's what she said. She said it multiple times. She said it to people. She said it to Bravo.com. She said it to Us Weekly. It's on the record. That is what she said. She was boo-hooing on Instagram, talking about I have to start all over, and they took everything. That is what she said. So they just magically did not take this highly unique, extremely expensive, gold, sequin Chanel bag. They just randomly left that for you? That Mauricio let the cat out the bag that he bought for you? Girl. Hey, Hayo. He's probably gonna tart because he's so petty. Mauricio, yeah, probably. Hey, Bianca, does Kiki stand for candy cane? I've always wondered. Oh, no. So a Kiki is like a hang, a kickback. Like we're about to have like a fun Kiki, like a chill out time. Like you come and like, it's like, let's come and like have a drink together and laugh and Kiki. It's like have a good time. Like for me, I use it as like, Kiki is better with community. Like come, kick back, get a drink, get a coffee, get a cocktail, get some tea, get whatever. And let's just chill. Let's shoot the shit, chop it up. It's just like a fun, lighthearted gathering just to like have fun and hang out. Like, oh, we're about to have a fun Kiki, right? So that's what Kiki is, yeah. It's like a fun kickback and hang out, chill, relaxed. Farmer says, LOL. Hey, Tag, call the candy cane. Popo. Kyle is so busted. Kyle is busted. Like, she's all the way busted. And this is the thing. I literally pulled all of this together this afternoon while eating my lunch. Like, we did the full recap of part 1. So I wrapped up the part 1 recap. I was supposed to go on Freddy's channel, but his Wi-Fi is messing up, so I didn't do that. So I made some lunch, and I pulled all this together over lunch. And now we've been talking for like over an hour about this. This is the thing. If I could do this on my lunch break, how come the insurance company hasn't done this? How come the police haven't done this? Exactly how many people are getting kickbacks? Let's not forget about Girardi. And I say that to say this. A lot of times these people have a web, a network, a system of corruption. They have lots of people in their pockets. How come PK's DUI charges were dropped? He admitted on national television he was over the limit. I don't care by how much. I don't care if it's by 0.01. By the law, you were over the limit. And trust me, the LAPD don't play. They don't play. But somehow they gave PK a personal escort. And then somehow all of a sudden they decided they didn't have enough evidence to charge him. So the charges were dropped. Yet on the national television, we have out of his own mouth saying he was over the legal limit. I don't know what else you need. You have the breathalyzer test confirming that he was over the limit. You have the cops who stopped him. And you have him on national television, international television, confessing. But yet the charges were dropped. Think about Girardi. Decades of corruption. He had judges in his pocket, police in his pocket, executives in his pocket, lawyers in his pocket. How did the insurance people not do a Google search? How did the police not do a Google search? I did this on my lunch break. And if this isn't defamatory, I don't know what is. Hey, Pinky Love. Hey, Karma Collective. Diana scares me. Diana to me, I bet you she literally turns into like a demon. Like she like literally like exorcism comes out of her Diana shell. Hey, A-Pray, Kyle thought she was going to get away with it. Sorry, Kyle, but you're not going to get away with it this time, Evil Rena Stare. You're not going to get away with it this time. We're going to talk about it. Hey, Candy D. Sugar's Candy, you're amazing. Thank you. Someone will pick you up. I feel it. You are a true detective and need to use your intelligence. Girl, you got it. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I would love my own show, like on TV, like my own, but like to host it like this. Like that's what I would love. Like I don't want to be a real detective, but I want to be one on TV with you guys. Hey, Tag, don't forget to smash that like button. That's right. Smash that like button and subscribe. Oh, that's right, you guys. I am doing a members only giveaway. I'm giving away a ton of skincare and beauty products. And then once I hit 10K, then I will do an all subscriber giveaway. So I'm so excited. The post is in the community tab for the members only giveaway. And then once I hit 10K, I'll do another one. Hey, Lisa, Erica said everyone has stuff coming out. That part. And actually, that's a really good point. That's another reason why Bravo is now leaking the unseen footage. Did you guys see how there was unseen footage from the finale of Kyle admitting that she wanted the Kathy Hilton meltdown out there, that she gave Lisa Rinna and Erica sort of like the green light to take Kathy down, and then she wanted Erica to not talk about it. She kind of like interrupted her to shut her up. I did a video on it today. I'll link it down below in case you guys didn't miss it. And in the video, I also share the cut scene. Hi, Eileen. At Karma Collective, Diana seriously creeps me out. Creepy stalker vibes. There's something wrong with that woman. There really is. Hey, Lonesome Doves. Good one at Prey. Hey, Karma Collective. She gives me single white female vibes. Chills. Well, this is the thing. It's that money cannot fulfill you if you are empty on the inside. Because for as much money as Diana has, as much access as Diana has, she is still a pick-me. She is still a pick-me. She was all up Erica's butt, all up Lisa Rinna's butt, all up Kyle's butt, trying to be picked by them. She's still that little girl in high school that needs validation from the popular girls at the lunch table. She's still that pick-me. She has not grown into the woman who knows I don't need anyone or anything to pick me because I choose myself. And I am enough. And with that confidence, you go out into the world and you don't have to become a dirty Diana demon. Hey, Lisa, no wonder Kyle is having such anxiety. I know, she's probably like, it's all coming out. It's all coming out. She lost a lot of weight. Do you think she lost weight because she's doing the thing the Kardashians are doing? Do you think she lost a lot of weight because she has anxiety and stress, maybe guilt, maybe she's scared? I don't know, but she lost a lot of weight. And it seems like something's going on with her teeth. And that's no tea, no shade, and that's not body shaming. I'm like, seriously, like something's up. Hey, Pinky Love, Bravo exposing people that they thought couldn't be touched. Exactly. Oof, you guys. Carmen says Kyle doesn't have anxiety. They're thirsty, says Chocolate. Yes. Hey, Eileen. Yeah, I wouldn't let her near any bunnies either. Exactly. All right, you guys, we are rounding down. We are winding down. All right, let's see. Lonesome Dove says, the crazy thing is Kyle and Slimy Mo are making good money. They are, and it's just pure greed that they would have been pulled this insurance heist scam. Because that's the thing. It's like, it's not even about the money with people like that. It's about getting away with it. You know what I mean? It's about that weird scammy stuff. But don't forget, his agency has like a couple lawsuits against them. Hey, little Pink Anita, that's really sweet. Y'all, these YouTubers see right through the BS. Exactly. Hey, Lovey, yes, she's doing the shot. I love it. Yes, little Picnica says my critical thinking hat is on. Yes, Candy Cane. Our Candy Cane critical thinking hats are on. Because that's the thing. It's like they get in our faces and they act like we are just supposed to believe the BS that they tell us. Like, don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. No, you're pissing on me. Get off my leg. Wipe up your own piss. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Oof. All right, you guys. I love it. Candy says, girl, you're young. You'll be picked up. Watch. You're way too good, girl. Ah, thank you. Thank you. I take it. I receive it. I would love it. I would love a show, right? Like a Kiki with Candy. That would be so much fun. I would love it. Oof. All right, you guys. We have been on here for over an hour. As you can see, it's getting dark out there. I'm going to get some food. But I love you, my beautiful candy canes. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for diving deep on my conspiracy theories. Thank you for hanging with me as I do these reports. It's so much fun. Be sure to like this video. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss when we go live. Also, be sure to check out the description box below and shop the Love Collection. And share this with a friend because a kiki is always better with community. Love you guys. Love you guys. Oh my God. Bianca says lipo. I mean, this is the thing. If you are already going to get a breast reduction, while you're at it, just go ahead and suck out some other stuff. And I'm not knocking it. You know, I would never do an elective surgery. I'm not saying I don't think her breast reduction was elective. I think she like probably needed it or whatever. But if I'm already under the knife, like, hey, go ahead and suck some stuff out. Like, don't knock it, right? So I'm with you. James says, Candy, you think Diana was a madam? Yeah, in my opinion. In my opinion, yeah, I do. I don't think that these rumors have stood for decades if there weren't some truth to it. Do you know what I mean? If there wasn't some truth to it. But again, it's just my opinion. I don't know. Thank you, Babs. Yay. Thank you, Renee says, wow. All right, you guys, I'm really going to get out of here this time, but I love you so, so, so much. All right, like, subscribe. We out, Candy Canes. Mwah. I love you.
Welcome to Sugar Pills, a practical guide to self-care, where your host, writer, actor, and producer Candy Washington helps you live a more joyful life with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. Be sure to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and join the conversation on Instagram @Candy Washington. Let's go!